Hello everyone, back again to the education diary. Today we are going to be having the second day based onto the computer vision techniques. Previously, last day, yesterday, we just checked out about some different libraries which we can use, like OpenCV, Tesseract, OCR, Amazon OCR, or YOLO. So we were having some discussions yesterday. We also created one project which was quite good, quite easy, which was recognizing the motion inside a video frames into different sections. Today we are going to be again having a very great project. We will try to make a very simple and easy project which is just going to be recognizing face. All right, so today we are just going to be making a project which can recognize the face, and it's going to be using the OpenCV which we discussed yesterday. So it's going to be really easy, not very difficult, but still, if you know Python, it's really good. If you don't know Python, it's hard, right? So let's start the program. So as usual, first of all, you should be having the OpenCV. Yesterday I just told you that if you don't know how to install, so just go into the settings, and after going to the settings, go to the plus, and here you can just write CV2, right? So you can install the CV2 package, or you can also search for directly OpenCV. So once you search for this, now OpenCV, and I can go with Python. So here you can see that this is something which you need to search, OpenCV Python, and you can install from here. So let's start with the project. So first of all, I'm going to be having the import CV2. So today we are going to be making face recognition. So first of all, let's make a very simple program which can recognize any face. It can be my face, it can be anyone else's face, and after that we can understand the applications which we can use by these techniques. All right, but for this particular thing, you should be having this particular file. It's really important to have this file. If you're not going to be having this file, it's going to be hard. So it should be this har cascade front face default XML. Now this is a very popular XML file which is having the we can say points, the facial structure points, the data points, and it is a trained model. It can be based onto some different points on the face of the nose or eyes or whatever, right? So it is just going to be an XML file having some different data points based onto the facial structure. So it's going to be taking this file into consideration. So that's why the program is going to load all the data points from this file, and it is going to match with our face inside the video in the real time, and it is going to show or make a box, and it is recognize that there is a face in that video. We are going to be using this in the real time today, not into a default video. So we can use in the video, but today we are going to be using for the real time, so that you can see that how the things works into the real time. All right, let's make a variable. It's going to be face cascade. So it can be any variable, by the way, it doesn't really matter. I'm just taking the name so that it's going to be easy for me to remember the things. This is my technique or a style that you should take the variables which are easy to remember and are linked with your project. So don't take like sky or blue, so don't take such words. All right, after that I'm going to be taking CV2 dot, which is going to be it's going to be cascade. So cascade classifier. So we are going to be using this because we are using the classifier, so that's why the cascade classifier. So we are going to be using this library or module inside this, and we are going to be having data dot so we are going to be taking har cascades. All right, so this is something which you need to write, har cascades, and after that we are just going to be declaring where is the file position. So we are going to be giving the file position here. As usual, go for the copy path reference, copy, and paste it here. Simple, not very difficult. After this we can go with the another thing. So I think so everything is fine here. Let's go with the cap equal to CV2 video capture. So this program is going to be pretty much simple. It's not going to be very difficult. It's going to be easy, and I'm going to be taking the video capture too, because I'm using OBS Studio. So by default I cannot use 0 here, but if you are going to be changing the number to 1, so if I'm going to change to my number 1, so it's going to be taking my phone. If I'm going to be changing to 2, so it's going to be taking my MacBook's camera. So you can try with different numbers if your camera is not working, so you can go for the different numbers here. All right, simple. Now let's go and create some loop. So while true, So inside the true loop, we are going to be having the image file. So let's go with the image, and we are going to be declaring this to cap.read, right? So not very difficult. Now we are going to convert this into the grayscale. Now this particular set of line actually read the frames. All right, so this basically line read the frames inside the real-time video. The next line is going to be converting the video into the grayscale. So let's have the variable gray. We are going to be having cv2 cvt. Let's go with color, and inside this we are going to be declaring image, and let's go with the cv2 color. So it's going to be let's take all right, it's not coming. cvt color, maybe we are writing something wrong. Let me just check. Gray cv2 cvt color, so it's fine. Color should be there in the image. cv2 dot color, let's move forward. Color, and let's implement the bgr. So bgr to gray, because we are using gray, so let's have that bg2 gray. By the way, if there is going to be any problem, so we can go and we can check out what's the problem going on. Let's have this here. I think so it's fine here, but maybe it should be here. The syntax is really important. Sometimes because of the syntax, the program doesn't work. All right, so here it should be color. Yeah, now it's coming. Sorry. So now I think so it's fine. All right, fine. So now we are going to be having the cv2, which we are going to be declaring cv2. We are going to be taking faces. Let's take different, first of all, variable. Let's go with the faces, and here we are going to be taking fast cascade, which we previously used in the above line. We are going to be dot detect, so we are detecting the face, and we are going with the multi-scale. So multi-scale, and it should be gray, comma 1.1 as a contour box. So if you remember yesterday, then we were having some contour, right? So if you remember, we were having something which was known as contour, but if you don't remember, so it's something which you should remember. I think so it's fine here. I think so this should also go here. Yeah, so the syntax is really important. If the syntax is having problems, so it's going to be making problem. Let's take a for loop here now. For x, yesterday, if you remember, I told you that's something which you always murmur. So now we are going to be creating the contour boxes. So in faces, or yep, in faces, again it should be here. All right, so it should be here. All right, so let's go with the cv2 dot rectangle. So we can take directly rectangle, and inside this we are going to be taking image. We are going to be having x comma y, and after that I'm going to be having w, or x plus y, or let's take w, and y plus h. All right, so I think so it's fine. And after that, parameters, so it's going to be 255 comma 0 comma 0. All right, the last thing, the last parameter is going to be around 2. Fine. All right, after this we have to display this. So we are going to be taking display. Let's take something which is known as here. Let's take cv2 dot image show, and it's going to be here, which is going to display. But inside this we should give parameter to img, which is the image, and the parameter itself. All right, so now what we can do is we can give another variable which is going to break the rule. Suppose if I want to quit the program, so for that we can go with the wait key. So if you remember here, we were having 0 value yesterday. Let's take a value 30 here. So after that I can go with 0xff. So the parameters is something which can be like this. All right, so I think it's fine. Now let's take if k is equal to 27. So we are going to be having break. Suppose if the value is less than 30, right? So it is going to be quitted automatically, but suppose if it is more, then it's fine. So here we can write at the very last cab.release, which is going to release up the video. And after that, we are simply going to be having cv2 destroy windows or destroy all windows. And that's it. So suppose if I run this program, what it is going to do is it is actually going to implement a box like just next to my face. All right, so let's implement the program here. I think so everything is fine. This is something which might create a problem, but let's try to run this program first of all. All right, so as usual, there is a problem in the line 11, which is the gray. So what's the problem? Faces face gray. All right, so there is a problem. All right, so we are having a problem on the line number 11. We have to check the code once again. Everything is fine. Right, everything is fine till here. What's the problem then? All right, let's check the code once again. Okay, we have taken that one. All right. So we are having cv2.image show. Till here everything is fine. So right. I think so we hadn't take one parameter which should be here. Let me just check the parameter, it should be different. All right. Cascade. All right, so it should work. Maybe because I'm using OBS, so that's why there's a high chance that it's not working, but it should work. So there is something line 11 module. Detect empty function. So we are going to be having gray. Empty function. All right. Let's try once more. So faces. and it should be having the phase cascade, or it should be having different one. Let's take the phase cascade. Multi-scale 2 or multi-scale 3. Let's take multi-scale. It should be gray 1.1 comma 4. It should work. No, it's having a problem. This is phase cascade. Right, so okay. Neighbors phase cascade. Maybe the OpenCV function is not working properly. Let's try to install the CV2 again and rerun the program. So if I install the CV2, maybe that is also a possibility. So error occurred. All right. So CV Python. Now let's try. It's in the read mode. So it's fine, the program is fine. Maybe let's change this. It's fine. So it's working, but not here. Again, it's making a problem. All right, let's try a different one. Maybe this one is having a problem with the OpenCV, if I'm not wrong. It should work at least. Let's try. Let's try something else if it can work. So we are going to be importing the CV2. We are going to be importing the web browser. Right, so phase cascade. So we are going to be having cascade classifier CV2 data. So let's take this. Right. Okay. Now, suppose if I want to make a program, let's try to implement something else. Maybe if I want to open something, suppose if I want to open a YouTube or something like that, as soon as it recognizes my face, it should open a browser, or it should open a link inside the browser. Maybe there is a problem with the OpenCV. While true, so we are going to be taking again the image cat.read. Let's go with gray. CV2 CVT color. Inside this I'm going to be writing image CV2 dot color should be BGR to gray. All right, now I'm going to be having faces, face cascade. Let's take values here. All right. Okay. Let me just first of all write the program so that if it's not working, so we can try to troubleshoot it. So let's try to directly open any link. It can be YouTube or it can be normally google.com. So let's go with the google.com. So I want as soon as it recognizes my face, it should open a browser and it should open this particular website automatically. So YouTube open should be now true, right? So till here everything is fine. Now I can go with the again for loop, which is going to be x comma y comma w comma h. All right, in faces and cv2 dot rectangle, so it should be image x comma y. After that we should take x plus w y plus h. All right, let's take parameter 0 comma 255 comma 0 and the last parameter should be 2. All right, let's go with the put text image. So suppose if I want my name to be shown when it recognizes my face, so I can just write up my name and I can go with x comma y minus 10, the font size, and after that I want the color. CV2 font should be Hershey Simplex. Yeah, that's fine. And let's go with 0.9. 0 255.0. Last parameter should be 2. All right. I'm sure. cv2 dot weight key should be 30. All right, so if k right now let's try to use this one. CV2 data has no module hard cascade. So there is a problem with the hard cascade file. Let's go with this hard cascades. Right now it should work. Let's try this. Nope. CV2 data. Right. Let's go and add S here. All right, so let's search for this if possible. So let's go and search onto the browser. Um, oops. All right. So classifier XML face cascades. All right. So all right. At least this is something which I really like. If there is a problem, so troubleshooting is something which is really important. I don't know like why the program is not working, but the program should be working, but maybe because I'm using OBS, so that's why the camera is not working. I'm not sure, but still if it's not working, so we have to check what's the problem going on. There is a line which is having problem, only this line, which is the 15th line. I don't understand the parameters are being given still if it's not working. So what's the problem? Face, cascade, everything is fine, right? So the path of the file is fine, data are cascades, users, so here it's fine. Right. Nope, it's not working. Let's change back, go back to that program which was previously there. Right. So I think so, like there is a problem if I'm using OBS, so that's why like it's not working. Let me try to stop the stream and try again. So I think so you're getting my voice now. So that is only the problem here. As you can see that it is having a problem whenever I'm using the OBS. So it is having a problem. Right now the program is working. So here you can see that it is working, but because of the continuity cameras, it is unable to do. Right. So let me just try, and if I change the capturing method again to my Mac OS, so let's try again. All right, so now it's working. So maybe because of the OBS it was not working, but right now it's working, if I'm not wrong. Right, so I think so you are able to see that this is something which the face recognition actually looks like. So what I have to do is that I have to go to the OBS, I have to stop the streaming, then I have to turn on the PyCharm again, and then it basically worked. So sometimes this happens with the program, with the interpreters. So you have to stop the stream, because as usual OBS is also using my camera, and this is also using my camera. So that's why the cameras are having fluctuations or something like that. All right, so whenever something like this happens, so you can actually stop your streaming, you can go and you can close up your program, you can again open your program, you can start your streaming, and you can go on. This basically happens with Mac or with the Windows operating system, so it doesn't really matter. All right, so now I'm going to stop the program. Right, so it is fine. Now what I can do is I can go with something which is like more advanced or something like that. Suppose if I want to open a browser, if I want to open a browser by using my face, what I want is that as soon as it basically see my face, it opens a browser. By the way, I'm not sure if it's going to work again, because I have to stop the streaming again. It sometimes really becomes hectic for me as well, that I have to stop the stream again and again. So it's not a good thing. Uh, let us just try if it's fine with me. So we are having the files here. Everything is fine here. Now after this particular line, we are going to be adding the YouTube. Suppose if I want to open YouTube, so I'm going to be giving YouTube opened, which is going to be false for right now. Right, after that, while true image cap dot read, it's totally fine. Gray CV2 color face cascade, it's totally fine. All right, so here I should be having some arguments. So I'm going to be giving if faces is not none, so I can go with and and length of the faces is greater than 0, right? So because of course, if the face is on the screen, if the face is visible, if the face can be recognized, so it can basically open. But suppose if the face is not there, means the value is 0 or less than 0, so it is not going to take any action. Before that, I'm just going to show you that you can see that my Safari browser is open right now, and there is only one website, which is Stack Overflow, and it should open automatically YouTube or any other link. So what I can do is I can go with this particular thing here. If not, so if not YouTube opened, so I'm going to be taking this. Suppose if YouTube is not open, so the web browser, by the way, you should be needing one extra module for this, which is going to be web browser. So I'm going to be importing the web browser here. So all right, so web browser, and it's going to be taking open. So web browser open, and inside this I'm simply going to give the URL, so it can be https www. Let's take Instagram, because YouTube might give any copyright or something like that, so I can go with instagram.com. All right, so let's go with this instagram.com, and after this I'm going to be having YouTube opened equal to true. So I think so that's fine. XYWH, okay, rectangle, that's fine. Let me just add my name also onto the box. Previously there was no name there, so what I can do is I can go CV2 put text. So it is basically going to put text onto my name, and inside this I'm going to be writing image, and it's going to be having Gurpreet or any name. So once we have this, I'm going to give the parameter also, like what type of font I want. All right, so I want the x-axis and the y should be small. So these are some universal things which you should always know. So I'm going to be taking CV2 font. Sorry, I'm going to be taking CV2 font Hershey complex. And once I take this, I have to take parameter, like I should be having the font size of 0.9, a font scale, and I'm going to be taking the value of 0,255, 0. I think so that's fine with me, comma 2. That's it. I think so that's it. This is only the thing which we can do in this. It's going to image crow cap destroy. All right, let's go and check if it works. All right, that's really good. So it is basically showing up my name Gurpreet. By the way, we didn't train the model, so that's why it is sometimes fluctuating. But if I'm going to upload my images to the models, it is only going to recognize me more properly. And if I go onto my Safari, yeah, so you can see that I am on my Instagram. Let's close this so that it can automatically open. What I can do is I can close this thing here, and let me just rerun the program, and the browser will be open automatically, and it will go to the Instagram. So if I do like this, all right, so the browser opened automatically and it goes to the Instagram. Now I can just go and put some random links if I want, and by using these applications you can go with more and more. All right, so by using these applications you can go more forward, and we can develop an attendance system, right? So suppose if I give the images of the people or images of my students and create a program in which the program detects the face of that person, and it automatically goes to a website and mark present. All right, so suppose if there is no student, so it automatically marks absent. We can use different applications in this. And suppose if I want like I just use my hand to something like that. Suppose if I just use my hand to take any action, it can go right. So suppose if I do right, so the pages can move automatically. And suppose if I do like this, so it can automatically zoom. If I do like this, so it can be automatically zoom out. So depending on the gestures or depending on the recognition patterns, you have to train the model. So right now we have taken the file which is having harcascade.xml, because it is having pre-default the data points of the facial structure. So that's why this program is able to detect my face, right? Because the data points are easy to understand. So we have to train the model. By default there are pre-default models which you can download, like .xml files of the hands, and based on the hands you can train, you can create a program which can use hand recognitions or hand gestures. So there are tons and tons of applications which you can build on. And yeah, as usual, today we saw that previously when I did, so it was pretty much fine, but after using the OBS while streaming on the YouTube, so the PyCharm actually had the problem in implementing this CV2. But otherwise, the OpenCV was working really fine. But make sure that if you are streaming anyway, so the program, the software might not work in that case. So you have to stop the stream, you have to restart your software, and then only the program will be running. So today we just see like a normal face recognition, and we can use face recognition for authentications or face recognition for opening any website. So it can be anything, it can be random or anything like that. And we are having tons of applications like attendance system, or we can also create a database for finding the criminal records, which is a part of the digital forensics. So suppose we just created a database, and in that database we are having tons and tons of photos of different criminals. And suppose if the person has been recognized into the CCTV, so it can check into the database who is this person, who is the person. So suppose if I want to add more information in the program, I can, right, I can upload my image into the program, and I just tell the program that my name is Gurpreet, I'm from this is my address, this is my phone number, etc, etc, and etc. So as soon as I will come in front of the camera, so it will actually display all of my details because it will recognize my face structure. So for that, we have to upload the images of people. That's basically a part of data training or training the data, right? And once it's done, you can validate and test your data. So it's a part of the CNN or RNN networks, or for the YOLO also you can go with that. So I think so that's it. It was pretty much basic and easy, but it was a really fun project of the pattern recognitions or face recognition. And using face recognition, you can authenticate websites, or you can deny accesses to the website or access the website. So there are tons and tons of applications you can go with. All right, so if you are going to be having any questions, so make sure to email to the education diary. And if you are having some personal questions, you can just comment down and we will try to give you the answers for that particular question. Thanks a lot for watching this